In the world of internet fame, Logan Paul is a name that sparks reactions. Some love, some hate, but no one is indifferent. From controversial YouTuber to professional wrestler to pseudo-entrepreneur, Logan has mastered the art of reinvention. But one move was supposed to prove he'd finally made it. Not just as a creator, but as a businessman. That move was Prime, the brightly colored drink that exploded across shelves, gym bags, and Instagram feeds. Co-founded with KSI, Prime seemed unstoppable. It dominated social media, broke sales records, and became the unofficial sponsor of Gen Z hydration. But now, the hype is fading. Sales are down, interest is evaporating, and a growing wave of backlash is calling Prime nothing more than a scam in a bottle. Why is the internet turning on Logan Paul again? And is Prime the latest in a long line of influencer brands that burned out as fast as they blew up? This is the full story of Prime's rise, fall, and possible future, and why Logan Paul might be facing his biggest loss yet. Prime launched in early 2022 with a massive marketing blitz that perfectly captured the chaotic energy of the creator economy. Logan Paul and KSI, once bitter enemies, shocked fans by joining forces to create a hydration drink. It was flashy, unexpected, and instantly viral. What made Prime unique wasn't the formula, Russ. It was the marketing. They didn't go the traditional route. No slow product rollout, no expensive TV commercials. Instead, Logan and KSI leveraged their millions of followers to create instant buzz. YouTube videos, Instagram stories, TikToks, boxing interviews, every appearance became a Prime commercial. Scarcity also played a big role. Prime wasn't available everywhere at first. Bottles sold out within hours. Teenagers filmed themselves sprinting into stores when new stock arrived. Resellers flipped drinks on eBay for 10 times the retail price. Suddenly, buying Prime wasn't just shopping, it was status. Parents drove across states to find it. Schools banned it because of fights over limited bottles. Athletes held them on the sidelines like trophies. It was a perfect storm of influencer power, teenage FOMO, and early TikTok-era virality. But hype is fragile. And underneath the surface, the problems were already brewing. Prime was always a hype-driven brand. Its growth depended on virality more than substance. Flavors were released like sneaker drops, blue raspberry, ice pop, metamoon. Fans would film reaction videos tasting each new flavor, giving it a 10 out of 10 before the drink even touched their lips. But the formula remained mostly the same. Sweet, candy-like, caffeine-heavy for Prime energy, and loaded with artificial ingredients, despite the hydration branding. And while Logan and KSI marketed Prime as a competitor to Gatorade or Powerade, the truth is it was far more similar to a sugar-free soda than a sports drink. Still, the duo doubled down. They sponsored major events like UFC fights. Prime became the official drink of Arsenal FC. They locked in deals with Target, Walmart, and gas stations across North America. At its peak, Prime was pulling in hundreds of millions in revenue, and Logan Paul began touting it as a billion-dollar company. But here's the problem with a brand built on clout. Once the influencers start to fade, so does the product. And that's exactly what started to happen. By late 2023, the cracks in Prime's empire were hard to ignore. Search trends for Prime were plummeting. Once viral flavors were now sitting on store shelves. Videos that used to rack up millions of views were barely scraping engagement. The marketing playbook that once felt fresh, exclusive drops, loud packaging, influencer hype, was suddenly feeling tired. And worse, the product began to draw criticism. Customers started complaining about taste fatigue. Every new flavor felt like a remix of the last. Some even accused Prime of just changing the label and slapping on a new name. At the same time, health experts raised serious concerns about Prime Energy, a version of the drink containing 200 milligrams of caffeine per can. That's more than 2 Red Bulls in a drink that looked like it was made for teenagers. Schools began banning Prime. Parents launched petitions. Canadian health authorities restricted its sale. In the UK, Prime was pulled from some shelves after being flagged for excessive caffeine. And Logan Paul, he laughed it off, claimed it was just haters being jealous. But this wasn't just hate, it was a serious reputational risk. And Prime's golden glow started to fade. To fully understand why Prime's downfall hit so hard, we have to look at Logan Paul himself. Logan is one of the internet's most controversial figures. From the infamous Japanese forest video to crypto scams like Crypto Zoo, Logan has always danced on the edge of public tolerance. But after years of rebuilding, joining the WWE, launching Prime, ending feuds, he finally seemed to be making a comeback. Prime was supposed to be proof that Logan Paul had matured, that he could build something real, something bigger than himself. But as Prime started tanking, people began to connect the dots. The flavor fatigue, the caffeine controversy, the overpriced branding, the fake scarcity. It all started to look like the same Logan Paul playbook. Flashy, risky, overhyped, and unsustainable. Reddit threads exploded with criticism. YouTube commentary channels dissected his marketing tactics. Former fans called him out for selling sugar water to kids and calling it fitness. And the worst part? Even KSI seemed less involved. While Logan clung to Prime like a lifeline, KSI began to distance himself, focusing more on music, boxing, and side projects. The partnership that once felt bulletproof now seemed like a business transaction slowly falling apart. Once the internet turns on you, it's hard to win them back. Memes started spreading. TikToks mocked Logan's obsession with Prime. Twitter threads compared Prime's business model to failed MLMs. People weren't just bored, they were done. Influencer fatigue had set in, and Prime was no longer a cool status symbol. It was a reminder of Logan Paul's excess, his ego, and his inability to build something that lasts. Meanwhile, competitor drinks like Body Armor, Gatorade Zero, and Celsius began reclaiming shelf space. Real athletes started backing real sports nutrition brands, not just hype products from YouTubers. Even kids, Prime's core market, started to move on. The new thing? Something else. And with every new controversy, every failed flavor, Prime's reputation dropped another notch. Prime isn't dead, not yet. It still sells, it still shows up at UFC events and sports stadiums. And Logan Paul still pushes it every chance he gets, but it's no longer a cultural force. It's not trending. It's not exciting. It's just there. And for a brand that lived off momentum, that's a death sentence. If Logan Paul wants to save Prime, he'll need to change everything. Not just drop new flavors, but rebuild trust. That means real transparency about ingredients, listening to feedback, partnering with actual fitness experts, not just influencers. And most importantly, Logan needs to step back, because right now he's the biggest liability to his own brand. People don't trust him, they don't like him, and no amount of Instagram reels or WWE matches can change that. So what does this all mean? Prime was never just about hydration. It was about clout, identity, power. And now it's a case study in what happens when that power fades. Logan Paul wanted Prime to be his legacy. Instead, it might end up being his cautionary tale. Because no matter how big your brand is, if it's built on hype and ego, it will eventually collapse. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but the crash is coming. And Prime? It's already halfway there. What do you think? Is Prime officially over? Or does Logan still have one more comeback left? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the breakdown. And subscribe for more deep dives into influencer brands, internet scandals, and the wild world of online fame.